Hey everybody, welcome to DeWitt 3D Canada. I am Tim and I am sorry for that delay. Let's just make sure. Okay, we do have audio. Good. For some reason I couldn't get my audio to work and I don't know what it was. I ended up rebooting my Rode mic a few times and things just seemed to work. So this is almost seems to be becoming a regular thing. We have our Soup Sunday. But let's see who's here. Let's see if anybody is even watching tonight. We have Snapshot is here. Heidi Ho, neighbor. Heidi Ho. Hang on, let's switch to this fancy dancy camera here. See if I can't get it to work. There we are. Hey, so we have Snapshot FPV, and we have Joseph Jolly and Nuno Vincent and PF Dennis. Oh, we have a few people popping in. Andrew Humphrey, Bigger Fish, Shadell, Richard McLean. Hello, everybody. Let me just go ahead and pull the chat up onto my big screen. Pop out chat. I was playing with my audio, so I didn't get a chance to do this earlier. So, because this pop out chat seems to kind of stay caught up away from everybody else. Bag of Chips is here. Richard McLean is here. Shadell, I said hi to everybody. I think I've got everybody. So welcome and welcome and welcome. And let's get this guy going. This guy doesn't want to cooperate again tonight. It's a great little camera when it works. There we go. Now it's working. So welcome to Sunday night. And we have our soup. So we have a really special, we have our official Super Chat Soup Bowl. Look at that. That's not even going to focus well, but look at that. Look at that. It's our special Super Chat Soup Bowl. Is that something or what? Yeah, it even has it on the other side too. So we have our Super Chat. Tonight's flavor, it's hot too. Oh, that's very hot. Tonight's flavor is Campbell's traditional chicken noodle soup. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you this is dollar store chicken noodle soup, Campbell's. It is good. It's got nice chunks of vegetables, some nice noodles. Now, like most soups you buy in the store, it's chicken noodle soup. Guess what? There is less of anything in it. Guess what's in it the least? That's right, chicken. So go ahead, grab your soup. We're going to have some soup before we start here. And we've got some water. And I even have a couple crackers tonight. I'm not going to eat all these, but I have Toppables crackers. These are my favorite crackers. So I'll throw a couple crackers in the soup here. I like to just kind of tap them and snap them in half. Let them get a little bit of soaked juice in here. Super Chat was based on one of your dumb jokes a while back. It was, Andrew Humphrey. It was. Look what you've done. You are the madman behind this. So then we take a soaked cracker. And this is just, never thought I'd end up eating on stream, but hey. It's too good not to, but it's hot. And I'm sweating. I've got this cool bowl on Amazon. It's got its own handle. It is awesome. And I know a guy who can do this kind of stuff. So for those of you that are just joining us, look at that. Come on, focus. There we go. Got a handle for drinking and everything. There we go. So what we're going to be doing tonight. Now, last week we kind of had this guy in shambles a little bit. Come over here, camera. Come over here just a little bit more. There we go. You want to buy one? Yeah, the Amazon. Just look up soup bowls. And it's a really nice soup bowl with this nice handle. So you can just drink it. For the most part, especially the broth part. So we put the extension bed on this. I did go ahead and mount the X gantry. One thing I couldn't do, and I'll tell you why in a minute here, is we have this aluminum X gantry portion here. We couldn't put this on because one thing I wasn't aware of, but I am aware of now. What did you do this weekend, Whit? Well, I have this YouTube stream where people watch me eat soup. Yeah, but with the graphic, I'll hit you up later. Yeah. I have this YouTube stream where people watch me eat soup. Hey, Poor Boy Channel. How are you, sir? Anyways, 43 millimeter motor. It's a 43 millimeter motor. Width-wise, it requires a 43 millimeter motor mount. This is a 43 or 42. This is a 54 or 53 millimeter opening on this. So obviously that is not gonna work. So looking online, I thought that's really weird because they sell this aluminum mount based for this machine. No, hey, and Shadell, did I say hi to you yet? If not, that's okay. I'm gonna have another drink of soup here while we talk about this. So I went online and looked, and the description for this thing, it says it comes with a 43 millimeter adapter for the smaller motor. Well, mine didn't come with an adapter. So I emailed the good folks over at SaneSmart and explained the situation to them. They looked up my account history and said, oh, you bought this thing 2 years ago, and back then they didn't include the adapter. And they said, what we're going to do is we're going to send you out an adapter for nothing. I said, that's so nice. And I said, well, I also have a laser that's going to go in this, and the laser won't fit in this. They said, we'll send you the laser adapter as well. So that's on its way. So that's why this isn't going to be put on the machine tonight. I'm waiting for that adapter. So we're going to have a motor mount adapter and a laser adapter to fit it in this. So good on SaneSmart for doing that. That's great customer service because they didn't have to do that. Not at all. So let's have another couple bites of soup. This is really filling and I'm sweating. It's hot here today. We got a heat wave coming again. Trying to talk with my mouth full, but 27 degrees Celsius out there today. I don't know if I'm going to finish this tonight. This was a big can of soup. So, yeah, so that was great. So if you guys if you ever dealt with SaneSmart, their customer service is excellent. You email them, they get back to you within a few days. And I think they had to end up shipping the adapters. I got a DHL notification from them, and I think it's coming from China. So that was so nice of them. No freight, nothing for me. And we're going to get that thing up and working. So, but I did find one major, it depends on what you're doing. It was 102.38 here. Oh, wow. I'm not going to complain then, Andrew. I'm hot. I think I'm hot from eating the soup. So I'm just going to have a couple more crackers here. And then we will get down to business because we're going to make some noise tonight, by the way. So if you have headphones on, or if you're listening to me with the volume up on a big screen TV, just forewarning, we're going to be making some noise. There we go. Whoa, that's enough of that for now. That's really hot. As he takes another sip. We'll leave the soup bowl here to show it off, although you can't see it on camera right here, but we'll show it off for the latecomers so they can see the soup bowl. So awesome. How many? We have 12 people watching. Good. It's cool there today, only 100 degrees. Nice. Oh, I'm sweating from that soup. Woo. Look at that. Oh. There we go. Okay. So one disadvantage I found to doing this upgrade, if the camera swings around here. Okay, so you remember last week when we put the board on, we got the board on, then we have the aluminum bed on top. Well, on the older design, on the previous one, we didn't have the board, we just had the aluminum bed. So theoretically, we are losing 9 millimeters of X height here. Now, which is not a big deal. There's still pretty good clearance under the, I've got a V-bit in here right now. There's still pretty good clearance under here. I could fit this is a 3/4 inch piece of wood. I can fit that under there, and there's still a good 3/4 of an inch, half-inch clearance there. But if I'm cutting, if I want to cut right through some wood, I have to have a spoil board on here. Okay, so this is a spoil board. Now this is a thick spoil board. I'll give, we'll give it that. So let's get these clamps off. This is a thick spoil board, but once I put the spoil board on here, I have this 3/4 inch piece of wood will not go, not even close. So, and Z is right up to the top. So I can probably cut, I don't know, let's say, let's just take a couple sample pieces I have here. Here's a little piece of a log. It's even too tall for that. Really, all I can fit under there is a thin piece of, that's a 3mm piece of aluminum. So you basically, what's happening is because I have, now I can get a smaller spoil board. Yeah, that's a 9mm spoil board, so I can get a smaller one for sure. But because of that board on the bottom, that has raised my Z by that 9mm, which is taking off my area that I can cut with. So that's one disadvantage. And I guess it depends on what you want to do with it, whether you want to do that upgrade or not. Now, I haven't looked in to see if there is some sort of I could raise the motor a little bit, yes. I suppose I could raise the motor just a tad, but you don't want to raise the motor too much more because you've also got, okay, camera, you and I are not going to get along here. Follow my face. Come here. It gets upset when it can't find my face. There it is. What's going on? See, that's a disadvantage, especially when you're live streaming and then your camera decides to be a dink like this. So that just means I have to just switch to this camera for now. Yeah, so depending on what you're doing, it's worth doing the upgrade if you don't need to have anything really thick that you're going to cut. So that's the one disadvantage. So I could, as I say, I could use a camera wants soup. It does, doesn't it? And now it's following me. It's just a finicky camera. There we go. So we did a test cut here off stream just to see, because I didn't want to waste my time live, and I just had that board in my hand right here. So I just did a quick test cut. Not the best, but I think this camera here, right? Tim, you're looking at this camera. Don't look over here. I think it's because this is maple. This is hardwood. I mean, this is really hard out. That's really hard wood. It's maple. So it doesn't cut the best. Well, it'll cut, but I'm not sure if it's really good for carving in this instant. But if we look, you can kind of see I cut the word soup into it, but it's not the cleanest. And I think because of the nature of the wood, I think if I carve that into a softer wood, and that's a 60-degree V-bit. So I think if I carve that into a softer piece of wood, it'll come out much nicer. And it worked. It was okay, but I think using hardwood, unless I have maybe a specific kind of bit that's made for hardwood, I'm still learning what all the bits do, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's obvious. I know this is for this is a bit for plating your surface, for leveling your surface out on your spoil board. For instance, if you just get yourself some old wood to use as a spoil board, you can use this bit, which is a surface planing bit, and that'll just give you a level surface on your spoil board. We have our standard V-carve bits. We have our standard 90-degree tapered bits and a 60-degree tapered bit, etc. I just don't know what a lot of these different bits are actually intended for. Now, there are cheat sheets out there you can get to tell you what they're for, but I just haven't done that much research yet. So, whew, I'm warm again. So what I want to do is I want to try that same word. I'll probably make it a little bigger, and I'm using, by the way, software called Easel to run this. And I've got this hooked up to the USB, and at Easel, I can control this through the Easel software. So I want to do a couple things. I want to try cutting into this soft piece of log. Slow your feed rate way down for hardwood. Okay. I just went with, actually, because I think the problem was in Easel, the only maple choice it had was soft maple. And I think, I think this doesn't qualify as soft maple, because that's heavy for that little chunk of wood. And so, yeah, you're probably right there. And I just went with its default settings. So feed rate for hardwood. Okay, maybe we'll try that. But for now, I'm going to try this piece of, this is just, I don't even know where I got this. I think I got it at a craft shop. And it is a wood round with bark. So it's got bark on the edges and it's just a piece of round wood. So I want to try cutting into this, carving into this, and seeing what results I get with this. I'll just do that same word. And yeah, so I do have a dust shoe on here, which is kind of cool. And I do have my vacuum right on the floor down there. Now, it's going to get loud. You're trying to figure out what a duper is. Is that a copy machine? Super duper. Some people say that. Super duper. Did I say super duper? Soup or duper. Don't make me come up with another sticker. Oh, and just so you know, if anybody ever wants, along with a DeWitt sticker, we have Super Chat stickers. Ooh, look at that. Super Chat stickers. Look what you have done to me, Andrew Humphrey. When easel doesn't have an option, just set it manual. Better to go slow than fast. Okay, sounds good. Appreciate that, Richard. You've obviously worked with CNCs and with easel. There we go. Come on, camera. Okay, so this is much softer. This wood is much softer, so we'll try it with the default. Oh, I love the smell of this. This is just, I don't know, something about the smell of wood. Get your minds out of the gutter. You want a sticker. Well, hey, self-addressed stamped envelope to my address in my YouTube description, I think. So we're just going to put this here. It's nice and flat. Jerry made a good point yesterday about using these metal clamp downs. You got to be very careful. You don't want to run your bit into these metal clamp downs. I have used the method before where you use the painter's tape and the adhesive, and you boom boom, and you know what I mean. But I find these fine as long as I know I'm within my area. So I'm just going to clamp these guys down. I like these clamps because they give you basically two sides to clamp down with. And we're just going to do a small area in here. So we just get that one on this side. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my, well, I'm not going to move it yet. And then we're going to actually clamp over on this side. These are nice little clamps because they just kind of slide into the grooves and you just loosen them up and on top of the piece and boom. And in a case like this, you got to be careful because if you tighten it too much, you can dent the piece of wood. And if this is going to be a finished piece, you don't want to dent it. Then I would probably use the tape method to stick that stuff down. So doesn't bother you. You're gay. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me either. Hey. So we're going to try that. We're going to try engraving onto a little piece of alu panel. So I want to see if I can actually just carve out the top of the aluminum to have the black show through as letters. So we'll see. And I think I got to go slow with that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to have another little drink of soup here. It's calling my name and it's cooled off a bit. And I see a chunk of chicken in here. Oh. Carpet take works awesome on the aluminum bed. Chews up wasteboard though. Okay. Yeah, that's. Anyways, if I do a lot of that kind of carving, it just depends. If I find I'm not using the full volume of this extension, I will switch it back to the shorter version where I get that 9 millimeters on my Z back. But we'll see what happens. So what we're going to do for now, let's go ahead and switch over to the easel soup test screen. So there we have our easel there, and I'm in the bottom corner here. So this is kind of what we're doing. Now I'm going to change over here. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to tell it the material I'm using, which is going to be, in this case, I think this is pine. And do we have pine? We do have pine here. This is, if it's not pine, it's very soft like pine. And then the piece is, let me grab my tape measure here. We are round, so I got to keep that in mind. So we are about 7 inches long, 6 inches wide. Okay, so we're not round, we're oval. And I don't think I can tell it it's oval here, but that's okay. So we're going to tell it it's 7 inches by 6 inches. And I've already gone into Easel and told it that, yeah, so that's about what we're doing here. So I'm going to make this a little bigger in it. Go a little bit bigger in it. And we've got a V-carve, and we're going, what did you miss? Why is this stream soup themed? Leo the Human. Okay, let me go back to here, Leo. We got to tell you what's missed. Okay. Did you miss last Sunday's stream? Every time somebody gives me a super chat, they get a. And so now we are soup-based stream, and we now have official soup or chat bowls, and we have soup on Sundays. Sunday's going to be soup day. So get with the program, Leo. Come on. Just kidding. Hey, Jerry. I hope you have your soup, Jerry. We got a new soup bowl. And we have our second soup spoon. I was telling you guys I have a different soup spoon. That was good. Yeah. Okay, we decided that last week was a soup stream. Don't ask Andrew. Ask Andrew Humphrey. He's the one that started it all. So, Andrew, do your explaining. Anyways. Okay, we're on the display. Oh, let's get back over to Easel. So we're going to kind of put this sort of in the middle of our piece here. I don't know. Well, actually, yeah, I guess I'll put it in the middle. What the heck? Actually, no, I'm going to, in case I have to carve it a couple times. Great pun. No problem, Leo. And we're going about not quite a 1/4 inch deep. I guess we can go a 1/4 inch deep. We have a 60-degree V-bit in here, so I can zoom in here. This gives us a good kind of example or idea of what it's going to look like. That's probably a bit deep. So let's go back down to maybe in between 1/8 and a 1/4 inch deep. Okay. It's going to give us an approximate time. So it looks like it says here it's going to be less than 10 minutes or greater than 10 minutes. I'm not sure. I forget what those symbols mean. It's either less than or greater. I know the one is less than or equal to. So what we're going to do here is we're going to then go ahead and take this super chat, just a dumb joke. Yeah, it's not a dumb joke. It's brilliant. It is brilliant because when you listen to it and it says super chat, it does sound like I'm saying soup or chat. So I like it. It's called marketing. I love it. And look what it's done. It's allowed me to have my own soup bowl with my own labeling and my own branding and a whole new line stickers. Even, hey guys, even, you want to see fancy? Look at the glitter stickers. Look at the super chat glitter stickers. Okay, that's another story. That's a whole other story. So anyways, so let's go ahead. I am going to switch to this camera so you get a down view of the machine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the jogging controls in Easel for two things. I'm going to set my 0 position for my Z. I'm also going to set the starting position for my carve. So I'm basically going to make and around this port to the board here, the home, and then it should come up and it should carve it in right around here. I have to visualize this as a square board because it doesn't really let me do oval. So if I switch over to the floor camera, there you go. This will kind of give you a, let me zoom out a bit here. You don't need to be that close. Kind of give you an overview of what's going on here, and we'll focus on that. There we go. You use Candle or UGS to control CNC. Never tried Easel. Easel's pretty good. For some reason, and I didn't know I did, for some reason I do have Easel Pro. So I have access to all the bits, all the woods, all the everything. So, and a lot of the bits I did buy off of Inventables. So a lot of the bits that I have are in their library. So, okay, so we're going to use this to control. So first thing we're going to do is move the X over. So I don't hit, I'm going to go 1 inch at a time. And I'm using inches here just because that's what Easel is set for right now. And then we're going to move the Y down. Is it plus or minus? I think it's plus. No, it's got to go the other way with Y. I keep mixing those directions up. So we're going to move the Y down. And we'll move it down one more. Export STL to hard drive. Easel Pro is great, but export STL to hard drive. Interesting. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of just move these sort of over more so in a home position for a square board, if you kind of get what I'm saying here. But it's not going to, with the round piece, it's going to take a little bit of hit and miss. But I just want to carve it and see. I'm not really worried about position. So now we're going to lower the Z. And then we want the Z just to almost touch, almost like the paper test you do in 3D printing. Let me find a piece of paper here, real quick here. And we just want the Z just touching the surface of it, right? So now I'm going to go down, I'm going to go 0.01 inches with the Z. And we are probably a little too low. Raise it up just a hair. There we are. Yeah, we are basically just, it's almost like a 3D printing touch, but I think I'm going to go down that one more hair that we were there. And that's what I'm going to call my Z right there. Okay. Now, the nice thing about easel is it almost makes it, easel almost makes this, I'm gonna set myself up here, but it almost makes it idiot proof. Tim, what did you just say? So here, I'll show you why. So you go into easel. So we've jogged our machine. There's a machine jogging controls. They have an old, I didn't realize that, but that's what it used to look like. And now they have a new one. So this is the new jogging controls. Now there's nowhere here to say, okay, set home position. If I click home, it's going to go to home position. If I click work 0, I can't figure out what that does, but that's okay. So now I can come in here and go carve. What it does here, it says measure the thickness of material, which I didn't do. Okay, see, it tells you, you cannot really forget anything here. So I forgot to measure the thickness of the material. So we are using, I'm just going to measure this here. I'm going to call that half inch material. Okay, which is good because I had 3/4 in here prior. So now I can go in here and tell it, oh, it's only ½ inch. Okay, and it's pine. So, and if I have to change it, I can go here and change my material. Okay. And then it goes, okay, confirm material thickness. Confirmed. Have I clamped down my material? Never call anything idiot proof until you've successfully done it. Richard, I'm trying to set myself up here. Have I clamped down my material? I have clamped down my material. Okay. Next, it's saying, okay, confirm your bit. Do you have a 60-degree V bit in there? And I do have a 60-degree V bit. If I don't, I can go ahead and change my bit. Then confirm bit size. It's right. And I says, okay, work 0. Okay, do I want to probe my 0 or do I want to do it manually? I do have the probe, but I didn't use a probe. I have already set my 0, so I'm going to say manual. Okay, now it says confirm it. Choose a work 0. So basically now is when I should have gone through and jogged my machine to set my work 0, but I've already done that. Okay, and so I'm going to go use new position. Okay, now the safety turn on the spindle, raise the bit slightly from the material. So if you look here, I'm going to click raise the bit. It's going to raise the bit slightly from the material to keep it safe. Now it also has the ability here, raise to attach dust shoe, because I told it I have a dust shoe. Because if you think about it, hi camera, here I am. If you think about it, there's no way I'm going to get, where did I put my dust shoe? The dust shoe has to go on. This is a magnetic dust shoe, right? It has to go on by going underneath the bit, and it goes up and it clips in. There's no way I can get the dust shoe on right now with the bit in its position. So easel will raise the bit the full length of the Z in order for me to slide that dust shoe on and up. I'm not going to put it on right now because I want you guys to watch this cut. So we're not going to cut the dust shoe, or we're not going to raise the dust shoe. So back to here. So I say, okay, we'll skip that. Okay. Now we can turn on the spindle. Now, just a warning, it's going to get a little loud here. So we're going to carve, and it's going to be under 10 minutes. So we're going to be loud. I'll try and talk over it, but all you're going to do for the next little bit is watch this thing carve. So we turn on the spindle. Let's get the floor camera going. And the spindle's there, it's on. And then we're going to go, spindle is on. It wants to confirm that the spindle is on. And then we say, okay, let's carve. And we carve. And here we go. and I think I'm too far over. I better be careful I don't hit this plant. I'm ready on the emergency button. Yeah, I didn't position this well. I have glasses on, but I do have safety glasses. Good reminder, Jerry. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm too far over. I'm not going to be able to get the whole word because this clamp will be in the way. So we'll stop it after the O. Oh, it might work. We might be okay for the whole word. Oh, good. Oh, I'm good because I'm kind of yelling. It's good to know. This is a really good mic. It must have sound decompression or whatever you call it in it. And then get ready on the emergency stop button down here, just in case it's going to hit that clamp. It looks like a pretty good curve so far. Here's the U. It's pretty loud in here, but that's okay. And the vacuum, the dust dew will really help clean that up. It's not flying too far around here, so I love the smell of it. Yeah, I gave everybody a warning there, Jerry. I think it'll fit too. Theoretically, I could have homed it over here a lot further, but because it's round, I have to home it differently. Sorry. So we're going to ring on the button here. It's going to be the key. So make sure it doesn't hit that thing. Oh yeah, we're going to be good. Yeah, we're going to make it. Almost done. A little bit more. Yeah, I know. That's why we're using the dust collector. We'll try another one. Put the two down and see what the difference is. That should be close to being done now. And we're done. Okay, so I do have the vacuum here, and we will hook up. See, I have the vacuum here to hook this up. So we will hook that up in a minute. I'm just going to vacuum it clean now. Yeah, that'll be a really good suction for that. There we go. Okay. Whew. Turned out pretty good. And I agree. Yeah, we want to get all that. Doesn't know what to do with the CNC sounds. Super digital now. Oh, I sound digital now, or do I sound okay now? Digital. Digital. Okay, so now that this is done, we can pop off our safety glasses. I'm going to go back into easel, and I'm just going to. It says great. Yeah, review. We'll save the cut settings, or I could say nah, it sucked. So, but I can always change those cut settings. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go to move. I'm going to bring my Y right up. Oops, let's bring it up. There we go. There we go. So we can have a look at this piece. So let's go ahead and switch back to this camera. Hi, did you miss me? Are you going to find my face again? There we go. Loud noises were weird, but okay. Oh, good. Okay, so we did. Thank you, Jerry, for the reminder of the safety glasses. I do have these, but I would rather have a piece fly and hit these than ruin my expensive glasses. So thank you, Jerry. Okay, so let's go ahead and unclamp this. It looks not bad. I probably went too deep. I shouldn't have gone so deep, but that's okay. This is a learning curve for me too, so it's not bad at all, actually. We'll clean it out a bit, and here's what we got. Okay, look at that. That's probably a little bit deep for that, so we'll try another one with the dust shoe on, and we won't go as deep. Oh, it still wants to find my face, so if I turn the face tracking off for a minute, now it'll let me focus on this. So that's not bad for my first. And yeah, it'll probably be cleaner if I suck all that stuff out as it's going. I just imagine you could clean that up and paint it and do whatever. But yeah, that cut much better than the hardwood did. A busted bit will take out your eye. Absolutely it will. Yes, I agree. And we don't want that. So let's go ahead, clamp it back in. This time we're gonna move it. We're gonna try and get it. We'll get it in another spot here, and we'll try it with the dust shoe, with the dust collector on, and see what happens. So we'll clamp the wood back in, and it didn't even leave clamp marks on the wood actually, so it's pretty good, and it clamps it really snug and tight. So, and again, as Jerry pointed out, you got to be careful with these because if you run your bit into this, you're going to probably, this will be okay, but you're going to kill your bit, and that's when you get all sorts of hassles and things going on. So you just got to be sort of aware of where your workspace is versus where you're gonna engrave. And again, even where when you're bringing this forward, you just want to make sure that you know that these are there, so you're not going to hit them. So I'm going to go ahead and let's bring this guy into play. Let's bring this little guy into play here. And we'll switch to this camera. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Don't crash your nozzle on this machine. No, you don't want to crash the nozzle on this machine at all. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to raise the Z. I think the Z is up all the way anyway. So we're going to bring the Y forward. Oh no, we're going to bring the Y back now. We're going to come to the sort of the homing position of this. There we go. So theoretically, I should be homing. Oh, I'm at my, did I? Yeah, and the one thing I find with this machine, if I hit my end stop, I have to actually power it down and on again. And then I have to actually manually bring it up from my end stop. And I don't know if that's a flaw or something I'm doing wrong, but that's okay. So let's go ahead. So we're going to go there. So theoretically, I should be homing right about, that's Z, and this one here I want there. So theoretically, I should be homing right about there because it thinks this is a square piece of wood. And that would put that carving more in the center if I'm homing from there. But if I home from here, I don't have my start position. So really what I could do is actually just move the, I can just go in here. The blue tape method works fine. Yeah, and I've used that before too. So I can go in here and I can just move this over, over very close to where the corner of the board is going to be. And so that's what I'll do. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to move my X back over. Oops, I want to move it over an inch at a time so I can be, so I want this to be over the board, then I want my Y to go up. That's a little bit too far. So we're going to move the Y. Oh, I've got to put this on here for you guys. So we're going to start it right about there. Okay. So now we've got this all set. So we're going to go to the carve again. We've got our measurement. We got our, no, I want to switch something. I want to change the depth of my cut. So I want to take this, I want to cut, and I'm going to change that to 1/8 of an inch. Go down, maybe even less than 1/8 of an inch, something like that. So we're going to look like, well, with the V carve, though, we want to get that V effect. So probably something like that, just around 1/8 of an inch. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. Now we're going to carve. We have our material thickness in. We have our material type. Confirm thickness. We are clamped down. We have the 60-degree bit. Okay, we're going to probe it manually. Now here's where I'm going to set my Z probe. Got to grab some groceries. You'll try to be back for 3 minutes. Okay, thanks, Andrew Humphrey. See you there shortly. Leave room for your dust shoe not to hit the clamp. Yes, good point. And it shouldn't. The dust shoe should be okay right now. We'll see in a second. Okay, so we're going to lower our Z. Take care, Andrew. Bring our Z down. And I think actually, we're going to go up just a hair on the Z. No, we're going to go down. So we're going to go even smaller increments. And the Z is right about there. Okay. So Z is in about the right position. You can tilt work and easel to see how deep it is. Tilt, yeah, you can actually, yeah. I'll have a look at that in a second. So we're going to say new position. Okay, so raise the bit a bit. Now we're going to raise it to attach dust shoe. And it raises it to the maximum Z. So where's my dust shoe? Here's my dust shoe. You should be able to get under that bit. Hopefully. See, this is the disadvantage. I don't think we're going to be able to get under this bit. Oh, there we are. And there's the dust shoe on. Dust shoe in position. Just had to fiddle with it a bit. And we're not going to interfere with that clamp. Okay, dust shoe is on. Attached. Okay, turn on the spindle. So I'm going to get the vacuum. We're going to be loud here for a minute again. Now, you'll notice my vacuum attachment does not fit on there snugly, but the suction holds it on for now. So this is just something I came up with tonight. So this is just a shop vac. Your typical shop vac. Which camera am I on? Oh, this camera. Just your typical shop vac end. It's not sitting on there tight, but once I turn the vacuum on, it holds it on. So let's turn it on. We're going to get loud here now. Okay, now we're going to turn on the spindle. No. Okay, hang on. Okay, we have a little bit of an issue where when it raised the spindle to put the dust shoe on, it homed out Z, and now it won't do anything because Z is homed out. So for some reason, it doesn't like when I home out Z. So I have to turn the machine off. and on again. At least that's, now. So now I may have to start this process again, but we already know. See, this is, yeah, so this is something that I haven't figured out yet, why it's doing this. So now it'll move. I can move Z down that here. Yeah. Lower the Z for light to go off. Yeah, well, but I did that. And now we're okay, but I got to kind of go back one step. How can I go back a step here? Or can I? Spindle is not on. No, I have to cancel this. We have to start over. So I'm going to go carve. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. Bit size is confirmed. Manual. We have to lower our Z again. We have to put our Z down again, but I have to do it with the dust shoe on because I don't want it to raise it up too high. So yeah, I have to figure this out. So this is just a little, I have to kind of sneak and look under here just to see where my blade is unless I'm doing something wrong. And again, if we didn't have this extra 9mm in here, we wouldn't have this issue because it wouldn't have to raise that Z as much. We lose 9mm of Z, which wouldn't have topped out the Z in this case. So there's another disadvantage of it. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to bring Z down. Now, why is Z not doing anything? See, Z is not moving. Again, and we don't have a thing to adjust Z, so I'm going to power it off again. Yeah, I'm definitely going to set it like we do 3D printing. I visually do it as soon as the tip of the nozzle touches the wood. There we go. Now Z is going down. And I have to sneak a peek to see where it's at now. Oh. Yeah, this is definitely not something that we want to be doing on a regular basis. I got to figure out why this is doing this. So I'm going to have to stick the paper in under there, as Gary said. And then those brushes are they're meant to sweep, which is okay, but they're hindering me seeing my Z. There we go. So we're going to lower our Z. Wow. These brushes may be too long. Okay. And that is a good Z position right there. Okay. Use new position. Raise the bit. We're good. We've already got the shoe on. We're going to skip. We're going to turn on the spindle. Oh, let's get the vacuum going now. Hope this works this time. Let's get the vacuum going. Okay. And action. And turn on the spindle. There we go. Yeah, the brushes are going to be shorter. Something's not working. Okay. Something didn't work. Yeah, I think I need to fix that, the brush. The brush is way too long. Let's bring Z up. And let's just move the piece. It'll help me get the brush out easier. Too low, bed is moving. Ah. Yeah, it was. Okay. These brushes need to be, again, 9 millimeters higher on the brushes, so we're squishing the brushes because of that extra 9 millimeters in length there. So let's try that again. That was too low. We're going to try it once more. I don't want to bottom the Z out with the brush thing though, so that's just going to cause us the same issue. So I got to put the brush on in advance. I should trim the brush. I'm going to have to trim the brush, but I don't know what to do. What to do? Hey, Stephen Poole. Yeah. Yeah, the brushes would have fallen in under the bit, definitely, with the way they were going. So let's trim a little bit. How much do I need to trim off this? Oh yeah, I'm going to say I need to trim a good 1/4 inch off the brushes. So, because all my bits are pretty much the same length. So let's see if I can do this. Let's just see. Oh yeah, but that's going to be pretty messy. So let's do it into a box. About a 1/4 inch. There we go. Holy cow. It's like giving a haircut to a... There's a lot of bristles in here. Now, if I ever take that 9 millimeter board off, this is probably going to affect this. Not easy to do. It's thick. Here we go. Who says it's got to be pretty? They're so thin, they're not standing up stiff enough for me. Whew, cool. Okay, that didn't sound good, did it? What I just said there. We'll give this one more shot, and then I want to try the aluminum. The thin aluminum, and see if I can just carve into the top surface so the black shows through. I feel like I'm a hairstylist here. Okay, let's see how that does. Holy cow, I got my soup is full of them now, so I can't eat the rest of that soup. That soup is done. Those things just flew everywhere. Holy cow. Holy cow. Okay, take care, Jerry. Thanks for being here, my friend. Appreciate it. Go feed those kitty cats. Oh, what a mess. I got black things. I'm going to have to vacuum in here. I got brush hairs everywhere. Let's see. I don't know if that made a whole heck of a lot of difference, but we're going to see. We're going to try once more. Give it one more try, and then we're going to move on and try some aluminum. Because, as I say, I don't know what I'm doing. Because I'm very new to CNC. This machine's been sitting for a while. I just decided, let's get it out and let's start using it. Okay. So look at all these fur hairs. Look at all these hairs. Holy cow. Get off onto the floor. They're everywhere. Probably in my keyboard. I'll be seeing them for months. I'll be seeing them for months and months and months. Hey, Rex Waldy. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and move as much to our home position as possible. We'll do that in advance. Let's move that over. Okay, and we'll actually move it not quite where we were before because we have that one bad spot. Actually, I'm going to move X over so that we avoid that one spot we just attempted. There we go. Okay, now we'll put the dust shoe on. And then we will try and lower it properly here. So we're not too low. That's definitely a little better for the hairs, but it could be better. It could be even better. Actually, if I lower it with this, come to think of it, I can use this controller here. Right there. There we go. That's where Z should be. That's where Z should be. Okay, now we're going to go carve. Okay, let's get back to it. Manual, set position, raise the bit, and we're going to attach, we're going to skip the dust shoe. We're going to throw the vacuum on. We're going to try this one more time. Uno mas time. It's going to get loud again, guys. Okay, turn the spindle on and carve. Okay, now we're moving. Okay, this is working. And there's no dust at all. Outer limit, yeah. I can still bring that dust to a little stronger, for sure. As you see, it's too low. But it's doing the job. There's no dust at all. This is working really well. I should have been bigger than them. Let's see how this works. You should be able to come straight in from the V-bit though, right? Oh, look how clean this is getting. You can't see your work while it's being done. You have to trust that it's working. Well, let's keep the clean of that. I really like that. Even if you can handle the noise. aluminum easel will adjust the depth of each cast and the feed rate for you. Oh, good. I'm not going to go too deep. I only have to go through the first layer of aluminum on this alley panel, which is like 0.008 inches. We'll see how that works. I would love to be able to carve lettering into it. I have no clue how this is looking. I have a little bit of it. I think the bristles are interfering with the leaf. We are, let's see, there's 4 minutes left. Can't really hear me. Okay. Harder material to skimmer the flutes. I also learned when and when not to use an up cut and a down cut, especially on plywood, depending on which surface you want to do work with. Give me a few percent done. Now, those of you that know what you're doing and talking about, should I use a V bit for the aluminum, or should I use a different bit for the aluminum? Because we want to come straight into the aluminum, not start from the side. fluted non-V bit. And I'll see what I've got here. I don't have a single fluted. I think I have a one flute, 1/8 uppercut. Oh, okay. But 94%. There we go. Okay, let's raise the Z and remove the shoe. Yeah, I gotta raise it more. Try to get the wood out of here. It'll give me more room down there. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Insta, where are you? Come on, over here. Focus. Oh. There you go. Okay, so let's see. It's not bad. I have a feel. It looks rougher. I have a feeling. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that good. I have a feeling the bristles were interfering with here. Let me. I have a feeling the bristles were interfering with the cleanliness of it. So if you get the bristles, you see how rough it is on the edge of the S there in the soup. And I don't know what's happening with the letters. I think I didn't go deep enough actually for a V carve. And I think that's the issue. So, yeah. Doesn't have a bit choose closest one to see in the settings. Okay, so we did this. I think, again, I think that needs to be a deeper carve for a V carve so that you actually get down to the V in the very bottom, which is, I think, why we have those anomalies in the second one there. So, okay. So next thing I want to try is the surface. Peel this off. Is the surface of this aluminum panel. Now you can see it's very, very thin amount of aluminum on it, right? So I just want to cut through the surface just to get to the black. So you guys are suggesting a single fluted flat bit. Now I do have a bit here that is 2 flutes. It's a 1/8 of an inch straight 2 flute bit. So it's this one. Is that going to actually... I have that one, which is a 2 fluted bit. Okay. And then I also have... actually, I do have a... What's this one? I thought I saw one flute bit here. Right here. There's one flute. 1/8 of an inch upcut. 1/8 of an inch upcut. Single flute. Now, S flute end mill. S flute end mill. And then I also have these, I don't know what these are for, but these are the ones that came with the machine from, and these are just really different bits, but I just want to know what to cut into the aluminum with. Okay, meantime, I'm going to, oops, you can follow me over here again, camera. So I'm going to throw this aluminum on here. Let's just bring our Z up, our Y up. We'll tighten this guy down. Maybe that's too, I don't know if I can tighten that low. Let's just see. 2 flute end mill was what you had in your hand. Now a single flute end mill. Okay, so the end mill is what I want for this, right? Okay. Oh, that's not quite gonna let me stick that down with this, unless, oh, hang on, maybe I need the other end. Let's see if this works. No, gotta put something under it. It's a little bit too thin. So let's actually, let's put this down. Let's put the bit in first. Let's get the bit changed out real quick and try this. Okay. Come on. There we go. Oops. Okay, we'll put that 60-degree V carve back. And we'll do we'll try the end mill. I have a 1 flute end mill here, which is this one. Single flute end mill, upcut. But we want a down cut because we want the, so I'll use this 2 flute. This one. Although I don't think this is up or down cut. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in. That's the other thing, is this bit, this is a long bit, so it sticks down a little further. There we go. It's all about the speeds and feeds. Okay. I can see that. So now I need to figure out, I just want to hold this in place. So if I come in up on this side and hold this down, and hold this guy down. Right there. There we go. Okay. Just so I can mill on this one piece here. I'm going to come up on this side and hold this guy in here. That's solid. That is in there solid. Okay. This one we're going to use safety glasses because we're dealing with aluminum. We're not going to use the vacuum. I just want to see how this works. And we're going to try something very small. Upcut is better, so it'll pull the chip out. Like little sixes. Okay. We'll try this bit and see. So I'm going to just type a small word. I don't want any. We'll try to type the word soup, but not in a big, bold font like that. I'm going to change the font to very simple. Okay, let's delete what we've got in here now. So I'm just going to go in and make something very simple. We'll use a very simple, easy, straightforward, like a Helvetica. Even that one is, no, I don't like that. There's Arial or something real simple. Able. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Okay, we'll just go ahead and type the word soup. Well, let's just do DeWitt. Okay, let's change our material. Aluminum. Going to aluminum. The area we're going to carve, get this approximate here. So we're looking at about, just going to do a small 5-inch by 3-inch. 3 inches by 5 inches. 5, 3. There we go. And the bit we're going to use is, that was the gray bit. Double flute straight end mill right there. That's the exact bit. That was actually the black bit. What am I saying, gray? So they have the exact bit that we're using in there. So it should give me, hopefully, decent settings. So now, of course, we got to go a little deeper. No, or shallower. I think it's saying that that bit cannot cut this font when it's doing this. Let's see. What's going on? Or that's not the right bit for this. Let's just see if I change that to the other bit which I had, which was a, let's see, what was the other one I had? Was the, this one was the gray one. Was the upcut 1 flute. And 1/8 single flute end mill. Add the 3D. Add the 3D. Your bit is wider than the font. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got to learn all this stuff, right? So, okay, so let's go ahead and change the font to, if I do a thicker font, there we are. Okay, but I don't want that thick. So let's, let's try this one. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Okay, now the depth, we don't want to go too deep at all. I want to go very shallow because I just want to hit the black, which is probably plenty. I think 0.08 is what I want. So 0.08. 0.08 is the, or is it 0.008 for this aluminum panel? I'm not sure, but we'll see. Okay, we'll try this. This might do it. Look at that. You know what? Can't hurt to try. That's all I say is let's try. Definitely have the safety glasses on because we're going to have aluminum chips flying. Andrew Humphrey is back just in time for the fun stuff. Okay, our thickness is 3 millimeters. What's 3 millimeters? What's 3 millimeters in inches? I think that is 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. And it's aluminum. we are clamped down. We have the 1/8 inch straight cut. We're going to manually position it. So let's go ahead and do that. Add 3D and another font. So how do I, let me go back. How do I add 3D? So, because I like that first font. So let's just see. So we had the Able. We had this. Let's get rid of this because I'm curious about that because I don't want it to be so thick. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Okay, come on. Delete. There we go. So add 3D. Where do I do that? Oh, maybe there. No. Type in after DeWitt, hit enter for carriage. What? Oh, DeWitt, I see what you're saying. Oh, that's what you were saying. I thought you were saying, okay, I was very confused. I was very confused. That's okay. But I'm not confused anymore. I was thinking you were thinking add a 3D cut. Okay, no worries. Let's change that font again. BMO? Let's do BMO. No, I want something squarer. Yeah, okay. I'm slow sometimes, guys. There we go. No, I don't want. I want sans serif. Monostat. No, that's no. Anton. There we go. That'll work. And I'm not really concerned about position because I can cut that down after. So my options. Why did you go off the screen? Where's my other? Why did you go off the screen? Oh, there we go. So my cut options are clear out a pocket, cut on a path, cut outside the shape, which I don't want to do, or cut inside shape path, which I don't want to do. So I just want the first one. That's what I want to do. It's still a bit too thick for my liking, though. I want to find something in between. Okay, that's still, again, yeah, no, I think I have to stick with the heavier font. Okay. I think we got to stick with that. Okay, let's go smaller. We can only go so small, so we're going to go until that W is right. Oh, not quite. There we go. So that's about as small as we can go on it. Okay. Okay, let's move us into position. Okay, a little bit more. And right about there. And let's get our Z. Confirm we're at 0. So we're going to lower our Z. Okay, now we got to make it a little less. And then we're going to go down. Let's get our paper under there so we don't dig into the aluminum. Okay, a little bit more. Right about perfect right there. I can just pull the paper out. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and switch over to this guy. So we're perfect. We are lined up there. So I could just pull the paper out. So we're right on the surface of it. Okay, I got the safety glasses on. We're going to use that position. We're going to raise the bit. And now it's going to start up. I'm just letting it do its default settings. Okay, we're going to turn on the spindle. See what happens. A lot of vibration. Well, it is working. Come on. It's been a very little bit of the time. Okay, that's cool. we're going to stop it there. I'm going to tell you why in a second here. I'm just going to vacuum that up because it says the whole job's going to take over an hour, and we're not going to stay around that long. But I want to see how this works, and I think I've gone a bit too deep. Hang on 1 minute. My goal was to get just down to the black layer, and I think once it gets down below the black layer, it starts to really look messy. Let's bring this up and we'll pull it out and have a look at it. Okay, let's have a look. I think it cut nice and clean. I wouldn't mind trying this again. Let me just dump the... it's not the cleanest cut, but see what's happening now is it was getting just down below because there's a plastic layer in here. And that's why it looks so messy, because it's now chewing away that plastic layer. Right. You can see where it's lifting or starting to chew away that plastic layer just above the black. I guess I could have gone one more layer down with it. What I'd like to try is just going even thinner, just so I score the surface of the aluminum and see if that makes a difference. Because yeah, this was, if I let that go one more cut, I might have been okay, but we were getting down into that black plastic, and I think that black plastic has like a protective coating. Because that's just PVC in between two thin pieces of aluminum. So I'm going to try one more. We're going to move it over, and I'm just going to try another letter, but I want to cut just thin. I just want to barely touch the surface of the aluminum and see what happens. So let's try one more here. If that's okay with you guys. Well, you have no choice. And then this is fun. This is the kind of stuff I love experimenting with. I think that bit did a good job, although it might be better. I don't know. Well, we'll try. Hey, Stephen Labad. Okay, let's just go. Let's close that. Okay, let's. I'm not even going to do the whole word because it's just going to take too long. Let's do the number 3. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and play that for an hour long thing. So for the depth, so let's just do the number 3. I'm just going to stick it over where I know it's going to fit on the piece. And we're just going to make the depth even shallower. Gosh, we're going to make it super, 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 super. I just want to score the surface of the aluminum. So there's 0. So there's a 64th, I think even less. Just to score it and just to see what it does. Just like that. Just to barely score the surface. Sounds like it is squealing more than, was pushing more than cutting. Ah. This is a ProVir 3018. I think, I don't know what speed it was going at. Let's see what the cut settings are on this. It's cutting it at 12,000. Automatic. I have it set for automatic. 5 inches a minute, 3 inches per minute plunge rate, and 0.003 depth per pass. And this is sort of the default setting for aluminum. And I've just let it go with the aluminum, you know. And then the plunge is set to 20 degree. For a ramp or pro, 20 degree plunge, something like that. So yeah, I'm just leaving it at the standard cut settings. What's this warning? Caution, inevitable to test a combination of material and bit. You may need to experiment to find. Hasn't tested this combination of material and bits. Ah, okay. So, but that's why we're going to experiment. Let's just try this real quick, just to amuse me. We'll use the same bit. We'll manually place things. Let's go back. Let's bring this, let's home this guy. Okay. We'll call that home. Okay. We'll grab our little piece of paper again. We'll bring the Z down. Right. It's a bit too low. Right there. Perfect for Z. We'll use the new position. We'll raise the bit. We'll start the motor. Let's try this. Now that's the plastic. That's the dust collector vibrating. Oh, it might not have been low enough. It's not barely touching the surface. Let's just see what happens. Milling around. Ah! Sounds like a chalkboard, does it? So now it should start cutting. There we go. An Abbey bottle. Okay. Give a little suction. Nurse, suction. Okay. Oh, it's been fun. Okay, we have a number. It's just ugly. Yeah, it's not deep enough, not thick enough, not thin enough. I mean, I went very, very thin, as you can see. but I think I need a different, possibly a different kind of bit to do that. But the look I want to go for is like the black through the silver, but I think I have to, well, I think I have to play around with the different kind of bits is what I got to do, and learn what the different bits do, how they cut, et cetera, et cetera. So same code, but with a single flute upcut. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that as our last cut. Let's do one more. Let's switch the bits here. I really need you to behave, camera. Okay. Whoops. Single flute upcut, which is this one right here. 1/8 upcut, 1 flute. Keep falling out of there, call it. I guess that's okay. We'll call it even. Get it? We'll call it even. Andrew, I've been hanging around you too much on stream. There we go. Okay. Short test. Okay, so let's turn this over. No, let's not turn this over. We'll just move it over into a different position here. Okay, there we go. We're all clamped in. Let's move us. Okay, so let's tell it that we have a single flute upcut, which I have in here. It's single flute end mill right there. Which one's the upcut? Downcut, downcut. Oh, they're all upcut unless it specifies downcut, I think. Yeah. Single flute end mill, and it's the same color. Okay, so we're going to move our experiment down a little bit. Hopefully I don't miss the sheet, and we'll move it over a little bit. Hopefully right there should work. We're just guessing. Okay. So if I go carve, confirm thickness, 1/8 inch upcut. Yeah, we got our proper bit in here. Okay, now we're going to manually select our home. So let's go ahead and do that. Right about there looks good. Okay, now let's bring Z down. Let's get Z down. Let's get Z down. And I can just pull the paper out. We're good. Okay, Z down is done. New position. Raise the thing. We can skip this. Okay, you guys ready? Safety glasses on again. And we're going to try. Spindle. Turn. Barely touching the surface on this person. If at all. Oh, it just made it. Yeah, just a little. Actually, the material's obviously not level. There we go. Now we're cutting. That actually looks a lot better than the other bit. Okay. Yeah, what a difference a bit makes, obviously. Okay, let's bring Y forward. Why? Because I said so. Oops. It's going to bottom out. There we go. Limit switch. There we go. Okie doke. Oh, yeah, it's a cleaner cut. Good suggestion. Went a little too deep in one spot. It's a cleaner cut for sure. It's just started to poke through the black up at the top of the 3 there. So, but it's definitely the better bit to use for that. Hard to see that. There we go. So yeah, that was interesting, to say the least. But this is very, very thin material, and I suppose if there's slightest warp, you're going to get that little uneven cutting in there. And yeah, just a little bit deep there. Use as short a cutter as you can. Let's see. So I can probably pop that little piece out. Yeah, it was just a little tiny piece left in there before we started to hit the. There we are. Yeah, I can pop that out, and then you can see the other black material that's in between the layers of aluminum. So, but yeah, that bit definitely is a better bit to use. It's a different look altogether. It's more of a 3-dimensional look to it. So, anyways, snapshot, good. We're shutting down anyways, so that I just trying a few things, and it's been fun. So thank you guys for sticking around and entertaining, and thanks for those that had soup. And that's it for this week. And I'm just going to play with some of these bits more, some different kinds of wood. I need to learn. I've got a whole plethora of bits here that I can play with and figure out what they do. Everything from V-carve to these little fancy angled V-carve bits and all sorts of stuff. So we will have some fun and hopefully, keep the eyes intact. So thank you everybody for hanging out. I sincerely appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody who's been here tonight. So next week, bring your soup. And that's okay, non-fam. That's okay. That's awesome. But don't forget, if you guys just if you want like a super chat sticker, hey, you know what to do. So listen, everybody have a great night, and thanks for sticking around. It's not as many people tonight, but I appreciate everybody that does show up anyways. So thank you guys so much, and we will catch you guys all next week. Talk to you soon. Metal not cutting well. Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of vibration or something going on there that I got to figure out. So, and it could just be it's just not a very good quality machine. Period. So, catch you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. Okay. Bye bye.